All right, so what's up, guys? Back again on the Greyhound investment page. As promised, we have got someone really exciting, Hargun. Okay, so Hargun owns a social media agency, and he's going to share a couple of pointers with us about how you and we as an agency can actually propel our business further using social media and some other marketing tools that are available that we might not know of, that we might not know the strength of it, the power of it. We might not be aware of how effective it can be. Since we've got someone who does this 24/7, I thought it'd be great for him to just come on board, share with a couple of us, part of the agency. At the same time, he's agreed for it to go up live so that the audience at large can also benefit from this as well. All right, so thank you, Hargun, for joining us.
Thank you for inviting.
No problem. Let me introduce you to three other key members. So the first one obviously is sitting right behind there. It's Pikachu. So he's a very, very loyal member of the Greyhound group. And then we've got Dalvin Pal and Dave. So thank you everyone for joining us. And I know it's an exciting topic. It's very hard to get a nearly full turnout today. We're still missing two people, but we've got there. We've made progress. Okay, so Hargun, up to you. I mean, I'll let you have the floor now, so you can
Yeah,
share a couple of ideas, and then if you're okay, we'll just ask you in between, and we'll see how we go from there.
100%, 100%. So I think a lot of us who are watching this, right, they really have a business or they have some passion or some skill, but they don't know how to monetize it on social media, right? I think before COVID hit, it was fun to have a brand. It was fun to post YouTube videos and whatsoever. But right now, it's more of a necessity than something that's nice to have, right? Because at the end of the day, you want to go where the attention is. 10 years ago, if you had a business, you had a product, if you were giving out flyers, you had a broadcast, or you went to a radio station, those things worked. But right now, what you want to do is where the attention is. Today, it's Facebook, Instagram. Tomorrow would be TikTok, or 10 years later would be another app. So what you want to do is how can you package your skill, package your offer, and give it out to the masses out there where the attention is. Because at the end of the day, with a business, it's a numbers game, right? The more people you put out your offer to, but it has to be targeted and you need to know who exactly you're serving, the more people are going to come, right? So let's say you throw your business or your idea to 100 people, out of that 100, 10 will say yes, and 10 will want to do business with you, right? So the beautiful thing is that Facebook and social media ads are ridiculously cheap. And when people ask me, Hargun, why social media ads? Why is this? I always tell them, where's the attention? Nowadays, even people driving are on their phones, right? So everything is there. I don't encourage you guys to do that, but
Yeah, yeah,
that's where the attention is. So the beautiful thing about social media ads is it's ridiculously cheap. You can start off with 50 ringgit or 100 ringgit, and you are going to see some results coming in. If you had to do it back in the days, if you want to approach a newspaper to put your ad, right, they'll easily charge you 5K, 10K. Now the playing field has been leveled. If you have a really good business, the money is just a byproduct. People are just going to come in, right? So someone will be asking, okay, Hargun, what exactly do we do? What are some of the steps, right? It's not just about social media ads, right? You, as a person, people have to buy your services and buy your products first. They need to trust you first because let's be honest, right? Say you are a real estate agent, you're an insurance agent, there are thousands of you up there, right? The competition is very high. So now the question comes is, how can you actually differentiate yourself from everyone else? Okay. So first things first, I think this is a great platform also because we are also branding ourselves in such a way, right? So the 5-step process in actually getting someone to buy something from you, I wrote it down here, is number one, they must know you. All right. If you have pen and a paper, just write this down. It's super, super. This is something that I've spent tens of thousands of ringgit with coaches out there that has helped me with this, right? If someone wants to buy something from you, number one, they must know you, right? Who are you? Arvind Singh. Okay, what does Arvind Singh do? All right, he does unit trusts and all of that stuff, right? Secondly, they must listen to you. What do I mean by this is that you must educate themselves. Okay, And why is that very important? In a world where everyone is trying to get your attention, I'm sure you go on social media, you're getting these ads coming in. Even YouTube now is getting so stubborn. They have two ads before you watch a video. You have to just sit
Two
down
ads.
there and wait for the
Two
video
ads.
to end, right?
Yep.
So how do you actually get their attention? Now, you watching this, you're probably a real estate agent, insurance agent, or you have a skill you want to monetize. And the only way to make someone trust you, if you educate them on their pain points and how the thing you're selling or you're promoting is the solution to their pain points. We
Okay.
human beings, we are emotional creatures, right? Don't focus on the features. A lot of people, they focus on the features. Oh, if you want to buy a house, there's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. No, no, no. There's so many things going on out there. What do really people want? So I feel that a lot of people, they don't spend a lot of time really studying who their target customer is. They're more focused on making money and they don't care about the customer a lot. So in this day and age, 2021, going into it, client intimacy is going to win. The more you care about your customers, the more you bond with them, the more you figure out what drives them, what are their pain points, how does a day in a life look like, and how my business is going to help them, people are going to really drive and go in, right? So I give you one example. Like me, my agency were making good money, but I didn't know where to put the money. Then I came across Arvin's video and he was educating, right? On fixed deposit, you're only getting 1% a year, which is so ridiculous. And with the
1.8 lah,
inflation,
1.8. Not so bad
1.8,
lah.
let's be conservative lah.
But I think they're cutting the rates down to 1.4 soon lah. So
Very soon, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So Arvin was educating, and I was like, wow, if I invest in unit trust, I'm going to get better returns long term down the road. So he actually helped solve a problem that I had, and I was thinking, right? And he posts a video, he gets probably about a few hundred people watching it, and definitely out of that, few people are going to come in. So educate your customers with what your product is and go into the emotional aspect. How is it going to make their life better? How is it going to save their time? How is it going to save them more money? Right? That's what we human beings, we really want, right? Third thing is they must like you. So
Okay.
I always say that don't try to like show off on social media, be more authentic, right? When you're more authentic, people are going to relate to you a lot more better, right? And fourth thing is they must trust you. Any business, they must trust you. Let me give you one example. If you go to a shoe store and you see a Nike brand and Bata, which one are you going to buy? Of course, Nike, because you see your favorite celebrities wearing them, right? You see Cristiano Ronaldo wearing it. So the trust is there, the bond is there. So how can you make yourself trustable and approachable with your audiences? And with social media, you just need a phone. You don't need those expensive camera lighting. Don't make those excuses. You just whip out a camera and just talk about, probably how did you get started in that industry? What have you learned? And how is it going to help people? And people will follow your journey. So document over creating. So you may have questions, okay, Hargun, what kind of content do you want to create? Like, do I have to sit down and write down? No, document over create. And I think Arvind does a really good job because his vlogs are so addictive. Like I usually watch
Thanks,
until the
man.
end. I'll say, no, never mind. I only want to watch 1 minute, but I end up watching like the whole thing because he
Oh, that's
documents
nice
it.
to know.
And I like seeing, how he thinks, how is his day-to-day progress like, right? And last but not least, only then they will buy it from you. So once you have all of this process coming in and you have a solidified idea, then people are going to trust you. So once they trust you, how exactly do you brand and package your service or your products? And I usually coach my clients by saying that you have to follow this thing called a 6 P's. All right. First is prospect, 6 P's.
Okay.
First is prospect. Second is problem. Third is pain. Fourth is promise. Fifth is proof. Sixth is purpose. Okay. So let's slowly break down into that, right? So whatever industry that you're in, there are congregations of people on social media who would want to buy a product. If say 5 people have bought an insurance before or have invested in unit trust before, I can guarantee there are at least 500 people out there who would also be interested in buying that said product. So you want to prospect and find out who are these people. Like I said, what's their pain point? What's their day-to-day? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to serve everyone. you want to be able to serve a small group of people. And when
We
you
just want 300 people worth 300,000 each, man. That's all we want.
exactly.
Yep.
So when you know what kind of problems your dream customers are facing, and when you throw like a social media story, you're going to attract these kind of people who can resonate with your message. You get what I'm saying? Right?
I see.
So unit trust is not for everyone, but it's maybe for certain group of people who want a longevity, who want to build like a retirement fund, or they want to put up their money for a housing fund. It's not for people who probably want a quick cash or a get rich quick scheme or an
we
overnight
don't do
success.
all of that stuff.
So that's not your target audience. So your target audience are people who are exactly that. Create content around it. Okay. Secondly is their problems. So find out what are their desires, their pain points, their pleasures, and what excites them and how it ties it into your product. And third is their pain, right? That's what I'm saying. How the pain and the problem ties in together. And now this is where if you have a really sexy offer, people are just going to come in. What's your promise? What is your promise? You as someone who's selling something, what is your promise? What can you promise them that's going to make them come to you? Like for my agency, if we don't at least get our clients 50 leads a month, we refund them our service fee. Like that's a promise that we can get, right? So you want to figure out what is your promise. Is it to enlighten people after they join like your coaching program? Is it to ensure that after 10 years, they'll have 100K in their bank account? What it is, like the unit trust, right? That's how I got started. And then proof, have testimonials. We human beings, we're crazy social proof creatures. If you read this book called Influence, Persuasion Influence, it's one of the top books when it comes to sales, right? They talk about social proof. We human beings, we want to always see social proof. That's how like the Nike example came in. So if you have successful customers, get their testimonials, get them on videos, because when we human beings, we see other human beings succeeding, we get the FOMO, fear of missing out, and we want to join that program or join that industry to do that. And last but not least is your purpose. What's your story? What got you inside unit trust? What was your driving factor? And then people are going to trust you much better. So now, when you have all of these solidified, then running ads is going to be easy. Running ads for me is like a multiplier effect, where you run ads and you can throw it to tens of thousands of people. And the beautiful thing is when you have nailed down to who your prospects are, what kind of areas do they kind of live in, like what kind of income level are they at, then your ad also is more targeted and you will know how to get them much, much, much better. And then once you run ads, you want to have this thing called a lead magnet. What do I mean by that? What's a lead magnet, right? A lead magnet is what is something you can give them for free. In exchange, they will give you their phone number, email address, and their name. Why is that very important? If you immediately sell someone on social media, you see an ad, buy my product for $499 or $997, right? People's buying temperature are very low. They don't know who you are. They don't know what kind of services you do. They don't know your purpose. They don't know your story. With the lead magnet, you want to bring them up a funnel where you're increasing their buying temperature. So now you give them something for free. They probably watch a video or they read your free ebook or whatsoever. Now they know what Arvind Singh is doing. They know what Jagdev is doing or Dalvin Paul is doing. Then you want to see them to a higher offer, probably a $499 package. I'm just giving an example, right? So with unit trust, lead magnet like videos, talking and educating people. At the end, you want to have a call to action where they can book a consultation call with you, right? You want to have a very clear consultation call. And if you have like your promise, and if you have drilled down to their pain points and you have a proof, people are going to book that call with you because they know that you're legit and they know that you can actually solve the problem. So essentially, I've like summarized everything, that how social media works, how to get clients, how to get leads instantly. So it works in every industry. These are just the principles of
the basic principles, like how we, of course, in unit trust, we've got certain buying and selling principles. I think these are your few pillars of the must-dos. And I do tend to agree with them. Now, yeah, maybe one of you guys want to ask a question or something first?
Yeah.
Like just to ask, for example, now because this is pandemic time, so I mean, definitely, I believe that this one will be one of the best thing to do in order to attract a lot of people to buy. But I mean, we do see in a way, because this will help more for youngsters, especially those who are in the middle age and also young. let's say when it comes to elderly, I mean, not to say very elderly, those who are not prone to using this kind of electronic products and all items. So how do we, like, in a way that we can contribute this in a way to just get them to be approachable?
Very great question. That's one of the questions that even our clients had. They were selling insurance, and they wanted to focus on the older people, the older market, right? And the biggest misconception that even we had was that older people, they are not tech savvy. They are not on social media. And we ran an ad campaign only focusing on people like 55 years old and above. And you'll be surprised that a lot of these people are coming on social media, and they are, because they are now seeing their grandkids, they're seeing their children coming in, right? So they also want to take part into this, right? And I recently signed a client also, and he's 65 years old, and he's digitalizing his whole factory. So if they are not on social media, we can't do much, right? Then you have to stick to the traditional ways. Like my grandparents, they are not on social media. He still has his own Nokia phone, right? We can't do anything about it. But for those who are still on social media, we want to go and deep dive into like, how's their buying, how is their buying temperature like? What kind of offers that we can put up that really gets them attracted to join us? So there
I
are
think
a
that
lot of
that is
people
probably
on
covered in
social
your
media.
first point of your 6P lah. Who are you prospecting?
Exactly.
Like
So
for
to
me,
debunk that there are a lot of older people on social media, it's just that how can we, like I said, what is your product that you're selling? How can you word it out and structure it in such a way that makes these older people comfortable to check out what you have, check out what you're selling? Yeah.
one of the main things that I learned throughout my journey is, of course, not limiting, but the majority of your clients are going to come from let's just say, like for me, I'm 35 or 34 this year. So my majority of my clients are going to be from the age of 24 to 44. So that's going to be my influence circle. So to influence people beyond in the age of 50s, and that's the truth. I have one or two clients who are in that age. Well, a majority, 80% of my clients are in the age group of 24 to 44. And I'm very happy because I'm like right in the middle. So as I grow older, my age group will be richer as well. So when I retire, they're going to have a whole lot of money for me to retire well. As long as I manage their income well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think in terms of age group wise, just a simple. Of course, sometimes you might be good at other places, but like if you just take your age and then you're influencing the which circle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
I think
drive to that
that's.
question, right, about age group. So sorry, like if say you want to target like corporates, people who are in the business world, LinkedIn is a very good place. If you want to target like the younger group, say anywhere from 15 to 24, Instagram, TikTok, these are amazing places. Snapchat is for like the younger, like 15 and below. Facebook, there's like a larger demographic of people like 55 years old and above. So different social media platforms have, different demographic, different
Different
age
strengths.
group. Exactly.
LinkedIn is
Yes.
definitely a more professional place to do business lah. I've had some success on it. I've not explored it like 100%. Of course, my results have come mainly from Facebook, and then I had like one client of Instagram the other day, quite a big one as well. So that one made sense to this thing. And then, but after that, after Facebook, my other success is LinkedIn. So I am now like the next steps. I'm trying to actually start moving my stuff from Facebook. Of course, continue doing it, but then like start moving into LinkedIn as my next lead source, if that even makes sense. Yeah,
Since you make videos, right, have you considered going on YouTube?
I don't really know how it works. Because it's not like a social media place where like people will message you and stuff. I don't really know how it works. So how do you
Right.
generate leads from YouTube?
Right. So YouTube, right? Okay, this is a very good question. This is a great segue into it. To promote on any platform.
I think he's gone missing. Never mind. Let's just maybe pause the recording for a while.
Right? You need to understand how they are.
Okay, Hargun, I think you got jammed for a while there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Maybe you want to just take it
Okay.
back a notch, talking about YouTube at that point.
Yeah, it's a great it's a great segue that in order to like go on any platforms, and if you want to sell that, you need to understand how the platform works. Why would someone promote your videos? How would the algorithm works, right? So on YouTube, they want people to create videos that's engaging so that more people will spend more time on the platforms. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they look at your video, if say you post a 5-minute video and within the first minute of your video, people are coming out already, YouTube is not going to rank your video higher because
Okay.
the YouTube is going to be like, the algorithm is going to be like, hey, Arvin or whoever it is who's putting a video here, but people are not staying as long as we want them to stay, right? So you have to serve the algorithm. You have to see why these platforms have and how can you work for these platforms. So in terms of creating content on YouTube, you want to create content where people will stay until the end. The higher the retention rate, the more YouTube rewards you by putting your videos and showing it to more people. That's how some videos, they get very viral. Like this guy who has like 2K followers, subscribers, but his video got like 2 million views or something like that, right? So his retention rate, and your call to action has to be in the description, right? You can type out your scheduler link or your product link and whatsoever down below. So YouTube is a very great source also because the retention rate of people on YouTube is higher. People who go to YouTube, specifically, they are there to watch long videos. People on Instagram, they skip 15 seconds, they skip. Some people, they don't even watch the full 15-second Instagram story, they skip. So the retention rate or their focus rate on Instagram is lower. So say you are like selling like a info product or a webinar, you want to target people who have a higher focus rate so they can connect with your content on a longer rate, right? So that's how YouTube really works. And people always have this misconception that, I need a camera, I need proper lighting. I would say that just start with whatever that you have and you'll slowly progress and progress. So in terms of content creation, spread yourself thin, right? Put it on as many social media platforms as possible. If you're creating one video, you can post the same video on Facebook, on IG.
Does
IG
videos
YouTube.
work on LinkedIn? Because when I started like my Facebook stuff, videos, I used to post my exact same videos on LinkedIn, and it never got any traction. But then when I started writing stuff up, that got more traction. So I don't think videos work as well on LinkedIn. Would that make sense?
Exactly, because like I said, look at the platform. Most people on LinkedIn, they don't post videos. It's all like short forms and short forms. Like if you go to Twitter, it's like a very short text. People hardly post any videos out there. So it's understanding the platform and how can you adapt to the platform and serve to the people over there.
Okay.
So like, let's say we're creating a video, probably you want to take like a 3 to 4 sentence of what is a summary from that video and post it on LinkedIn and have a call to action where people can come in and get in touch with you. And Facebook and Instagram, these two platforms, I'll be straight up, it's very hard to grow organically because there are billions of people on both Facebook and Instagram, right? I think it's 2 billion right now. But LinkedIn, it's still growing. It's like where Facebook was probably 10 years ago. So you can post one post and you can get quite good track also. And YouTube, TikTok, it's crazy. Like I have a friend who posted one video and within like a week, he had about 10K views just on TikTok. So the algorithm there is still very young.
We need to do some dancing and singing while we are explaining.
But then, bro, if let's say we share a link of the video in the what they call this LinkedIn, I think we will be able to attach the video there. Unless if you directly want to download or upload there, I think it will be a bit hard for the videos in LinkedIn. I think you copy the link from the page, right? If let's say you have done the video from the page itself, you link the video in, then I think should be able to play in LinkedIn.
Yeah,
because by uploading, sorry.
You mean like taking the link and putting on LinkedIn, is it?
Correct. When you put in the link, the video will appear when they press, and then definitely they can play the whole thing.
Yes, that's great also. So as long as you give some context about what the video is, people will definitely want to go there.
Okay. Okay, now coming to what you exactly do. Okay, so how can you okay, of course this is complicated stuff okay, you can explain. What you've done is brief. Okay, so thank you very much for giving us just the tip of your whole iceberg. I know how it is. It's not possible. Even if you talk about unit trust, We can just tell you a little bit. Even if you try to explain further, you might not get it because we spend a lot of time on it. Okay, and we spend
100%.
daily hours, and I'm sure you also spend hours daily on this. So maybe if somebody is out there who needs assistance, okay, in this sense, so how do you come into the picture, and how can you like boost their stuff? Maybe just talk about us for a as an agency, how you can boost business for us, and at the same time for someone else a little bit more generic, what would your suggestions be? And yeah, and then of course if anyone out there who wants to speak to Hargun further, we'll drop his contact, whatever not, get in touch with him, and I'm sure he'll make time for you, like he's made time for us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so with unit trust, I'd say you need to have a track sheet on how many contents you're posting in a week. The more content you post, the higher your attraction is going to be, and you'll be very consistent with that. So I'd say number one, the videos and the educational side has to be one. Another one would be a funnel. What do I mean by this is the lead magnet that I was talking about. I'd say create a webinar that educates people about what you guys do. Why is a webinar very important? Is it possible if I share my screen? Okay, perfect. Okay, so if let's say I'm selling unit trust, this is what I would do, right? I will create an ad that creates a lot of curiosity, and we know that with unit trust, you can be a millionaire in 40 years if you're very consistent, right?
I think you can beat that in less, 40 is too long.
How many years are we in?
20 years you can. If you
20
do
years, right?
$1,000 a month
Okay.
with good returns, you probably be able to, hold on, let me calculate. No, I don't want to guess, but let me just calculate.
Sure.
So let's just say you start out at your age. Okay, how old are you again, Hargun?
I'm 21.
Okay, perfect, Lalo. So just say 20 years, okay? So if you do 1,000 a month on an average 8% at about another 1,000 a month, okay, so that doesn't really work. So you do about 10% in 25 years. Yeah, 22 years lah. All right, you could say about 21 years with very, very optimistic returns. Okay, which is achievable, but we don't promise those stuff lah. But for the sake of selling stuff, we can just say it lah. You know that you know. But we always, the one thing that we have in our agency is we want to always keep things a little bit more. We want to undersell, overperform. That's like what we do here. So we but like if we were just going to say stuff like if really super duper optimistic, then 21 years you could be a millionaire with $1,000 a month. Yeah.
So see, I would create an ad that's saying that how can you become a millionaire in 21 years with just 1,000 ringgit a month? That if I'm watching that, I'm going to be like, what on earth is this? I want to check this out, right? I'm going to be very intrigued. And you're already talking about the end product, which is, in 21 years, probably I want to retire or I want to buy a house, whatever it is. I'm going to be very intrigued by this, right? So I'll create an ad saying, how can you, like I just mentioned, and the ad, what you want to do is you want to lead them to a webinar, all right? A 15-minute or a 20-minute webinar. In this webinar is where you do your pitch. You educate them, make them interested in what you're selling, and you have the pitch towards the end of the webinar. And after that is where they can schedule a consultation call with you. Okay, why is this very important? Now, here is what we call the curiosity stage. People are like, hey, what is this? What's happening, right? And you can get people who are really interested in making that money. I mean, in investing for a long period of time. And the fact that you have mentioned 21 years, you're going to attract qualified leads. You're not going to attract tire kickers. You're not going to attract overnight people who want to be rich overnight or scammers or whatsoever. So you've already done the filtering. You are not wasting your time also. Here is where you're increasing their buying temperature. Here is the thing. The more time you spend with someone, the higher their buying temperature is. All right. Let me give you one example. Arvin, if you had not known me and I straight sent you a DM, Arvin, I see your wife is running a clinic and you're doing unit trust. I do digital marketing. Do you want to work together? You'll be like, hell no, who are you? I don't even know you.
Chances are
But
low, lah. Yeah.
exactly, right? But you spoke to me, we discussed, I shared with you, and now we are having this call. Chances are much, much higher. So the buying temperature is increasing, right? And there's this study that was done that the more you meet someone, the bonding increases. It's just straight up truth. So this is what you want to do. You are increasing the buying temperature by increasing the time spent with them, right? Then at the end is where you want to make the pitch. Over here is just where you want to educate them, make them excited, make them like, wow, this is for me. And here is where you make your pitch. And here's where they book consultation call with you. So you have a funnel coming in. Same thing with your videos, right? Your videos don't have the ad, but they straight cut to the chase over here. Your organic, say someone says, Hargun, I've got no money to run ads. I don't even have like any money. I'd say you have a phone, right? Create a video and make people genuinely interested in what you have to sell. But you need to have your 5-step process good and nailed down. You need to have your 6P so you know exactly what you're selling to who. And then boom, they come in and book a call with you, right? Regardless you're doing it on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, always have a call to action at the end where they can book a session with you. That is your call to action. So over here is the hook, the lead magnet, like I said. What are you giving them for free? In exchange, they're coming to watch your free training, your free virtual event, your free webinar, whatever it is you want to see. So this
maybe we
is
can
like
try a webinar with all our contacts, whoever have never attended yet. We can try to close
another step higher is that, once they watch a webinar already, what if they don't book a call with you? We have another process. Now, they already put in their email address and their name and their phone number to get in touch with you. This is another step higher where we have our own email marketers. We'll send them weekly value emails, right? Hey, we saw that, you didn't book a call. Is that anything that's worrying you? Hey, we have an article that's, something about the industry. What you want to do is you still at the back end with the emails, and it's for free. Emails is absolutely for free. You want to send them emails, value providing emails. So probably now they don't do business with you, but 6 months, because you are consistent, because you're providing value, because you're coming from a place of abundance and not like selling hard, they're going to do business with you somehow or other. You know what I'm saying? So you need the lead magnet, which is the email address, their name, and you can still do follow-ups with them, or you can put them in a Facebook group where you have a community of people who are discussing about unit trust or selling ideas. And then we can have weekly community calls like this, where you are genuinely, you want to create a community. So that's why I say that if you don't really love what you do, just don't do. Figure out what you want to do, because if you love what you're doing, you're going to come from a place of abundance and you're doing your clients a service. And you will have more passion to go through this whole process, right?
Okay.
So this is the front end, the middle part, and this is where they get on call. If say they don't get on call with you, you have their email address and you can do follow-ups with them, that you still close them at the end. So this is a quick step process on how exactly to get leads coming.
I don't know. I think we as an agency on the Greyhound page, I think we are like on the center stage at the point of time where we are providing a lot of value. Because when I started this, right, of course, we did a bit of research and all that. I didn't want to be that person that, hey, give me your phone number and then I provide you value.
No, okay.
I didn't want to be that marketeer, which is, a little bit different to what you're saying, which is fine, because even now, right, like I look at like Facebook, every day I get a post saying that like, download my ebook, download this, download that, give us this, free this, free that, free this, and actually nothing is free. There's never been anything that's actually free. So when I started, it's like, I'm actually going to give information out for free, because it's not going to cost me anything. And then like the other thought, like, but because you know why? Because when I see someone face to face, right, I'm sharing this stuff anyway.
Yep.
Okay, so because of that, I've got some success here. But I think the last point where you added, where the call of action part, where we increase the temperature and get everyone together and increase the temperature, it might actually help everyone. Maybe like Jagdev and Dalvin, you can bring your clients, put them in a webinar, even if we get 10. And maybe one of us can speak, different topics, just 20-minute topic, why this is important, bang, 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 have a Q&A. Some people might be, okay, I'm ready for it. It'll help the selling process. I think that is probably the second part. We're still providing value. Now we're just trying to also like now get their commitment to close. Would that be accurate, what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, very, very true. And I'd say that, some ads that you look at and you're just not interested, it's because you probably don't fit in that narrative. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure you have clicked on few ads because you were genuinely interested in them. But like I said, there's two ways. There's the organic way, which is going to take 6 to 12 months to grow. If
Mm-hmm.
you have the patience, that's completely fine, lah, which I think you have. But if you say you want to grow really quickly and you want to see really good success,
Mm.
then that is the way, the webinar way, right? Of course, right now, my team and I, we are experimenting with different words, right? And there's a lot of like free webinars, free stuff. And at the end of the day, you have to come from a place of abundance. Like this is what I always tell people who are like, yeah, like, they say it's free webinar, but they sell it at the end. Like, dude, they still give you some information, but at the end of the day, they also have to put food on the table. Am I right? Even if you were in their shoes, you would do that. So even I had a lot of like, he's not right, lah, because I've attended these virtual events and whatsoever, and at the end that's a pitch, right?
Yeah.
But
Always a
it's
bit.
how you
Oh,
want to
we went
look
for
at
one
it.
lah.
You
We've
see?
been for one, which the whole 3 hours was a pitch, man.
Oh my
Absolutely
God.
wasted our time.
Exactly,
We
exactly.
won't mention whose
Yeah.
class we went for, but 3 hours went, and it was an
We
absolute
even
pain.
made a separate
That
group
was
just
good.
to talk.
It was a painful class to go through, but yeah. But then saying that, there
Yeah.
are some places where you do get value, lah. So yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay,
So that's why, like
so
I said, creating a Facebook group and funneling everyone into that group and just providing value, that's another way to get those customers, clients coming in. And you are also giving actual value. You're not like doing a video and selling them. So honestly, there are just a lot of different ways, but it's how you want to do it. And a lot of people, this is the mistake they do, is they over strategize, right?
okay.
They focus on perfection instead of progression. What you want to do is immediately when you read an article about marketing, about sales, you want to go and immediately implement it and get feedback, right? Your
Mm,
market doesn't care how great a product is. It will give you feedback, and your job is to take that feedback and improve your services, improve your products, right? So, like I said, client intimacy 2021 is going to be the year where client intimacy is very important. Like even right now, even when we sign a client, we give them a link where we ask what's their birth date, what's their love language. So if say their love language is gifts, we actually buy them gifts because we want to increase that intimacy. We want to make sure that we are coming from a place of abundance and we want to build that bond. It's not just like a money transaction anymore. And when people actually they feel valued, the referral is just going to be crazy. Like 90% of my clients right now, it's all through referral. Even we had to shut down our ads because like the referrals were just coming in and we're like, hey, we can't take on any more clients. We have to deliver them results. So that's another way to look at. So if you're starting up, content is key. Once you have a system that's going to work, then use ads. But that's a multiplier effect to just skyrocket from point A to point B. And what
okay.
you guys are doing is really good already. It's just the sales part and having a clear call to action. Even the call to action, you need to tell them what exactly are they going to get that's going to improve them. So you want to show them that how getting on a call with you, it's maximum upside and zero downside, meaning they don't want their time to be wasted. They're not going to be scammed or whatsoever. So even the pitch itself, it's not going to be, oh yeah, just come for my free consultation call. That's about it. Now, you have to really stack it and show, we're going to go through step by step on where your financial situation is, where do you want to go, why is this important to you. Then people are going to be like, wow, I wouldn't mind spending half an hour with Arvin and seeing what I want to do with this.
Okay. So that's something that we can think of how we can like improve that a little bit. I think we've definitely learned something today. Our content part, I think decent amount of content is being sent out. People know us and now when they listen to us, they have the confidence that that we know our work, and that's important, and that's one of the main reasons why I decided to come online, because when you're online, right, you've got accountability, so you must know your work, otherwise you get a lot of trouble, man, if you just simply talking nonsense by saying so. So now that part where people might trust us, where we've got to give a bit more social proof with different photos, videos of us doing work and stuff. I think the last point here of trying to generate that sale a little bit more, we can all work on together. It'll only benefit us. So yeah, let's thank you, Hargun, for this tip. So we'll try to see how we can kind of like implement this
Thanks for inviting.
in our video. And yeah, see how we go from there. Any questions from you boys?
I have a question actually. I wanted to
Yep.
ask, when the YouTube part came up, so like, when MCO started, I did a bit of a YouTube for my gaming and whatnot, and I'm also be thinking for our agency as well, right? Like how we can for Greyhound, how we can venture into YouTube as well. We already have Facebook, it's running, and I started Instagram, so I'm experimenting with that. And then, like you mentioned, YouTube is a really good place to for retention, for retention, long retention rate. So where people gonna keep their
Yeah.
there for long videos. So my thinking is, there's been a question of the organic growth and the advertisements. So like, where do we find the balance? Like how long do we keep on the trajectory of organic growth in YouTube, and when do we really start to advertise it to take it further? So like maybe in terms of like numbers, like number of subscribers, or some sort of a reference number, if you could help us with that.
Hmm. Great question. I wouldn't say to have a look at how many subscribers you have. I would
Okay.
say have a look at how many people are actually reaching out to you. That's a good metric because even me, I only have like 560 subscribers, but I've
Okay.
gotten like five customers coming in, and these are like customers, clients who are going to stay with me for the next 6 months. So that's a
Mhm.
good trajectory to follow at, right?
Okay.
So I would say experiment and see what's the feedback that's coming in, how many people are actually reaching out to you. Like create an Excel sheet and have a tracking system on how many people are actually reaching out to you, because it's not about how many subscribers you have, because you can have a lot of subscribers but people are not reaching out to you, then what's the point, right?
Yeah,
So you have to figure out what's
correct.
your end goal with this. Do you want more views? Do you want more subscribers, or do you want more people reaching out to you? So that's
So
why I
the
said
other way,
three things is very important with YouTube.
yep.
It's your thumbnail has to be very important.
Mm,
Yeah, your thumbnail has to be very important because, right, probably someone is watching videos about unit trust, about the stock market, and your video comes up, and if your thumbnail is not nice, not interesting,
they're not
people are not
gonna
going to
click
click
it.
on it.
Yeah, correct.
So I'd say the thumbnail is like the door. If the door is very nice, it's very enticing, people are gonna walk through the door, check out the house. So the thumbnail has to be very important. Secondly, your title has to raise a lot of curiosity, has to make them like, hey, I have to watch this video or else I'm going to miss out on a lot of information, right? So a lot of people, when they just post a video, they just don't think about it. They're just like, I've done ready, I'm good to go. No, all these small tiny details are gonna help you to grow your channel. Like one of my videos, I did an experiment. 2 years ago I was into these vlogs, right?
Uh-huh.
And the one video when we went to Genting Highlands to this Amber Court, we shot a vlog, and purposely I made a very nice thumbnail. The other video, the thumbnail was very off, right? And the video with a very good thumbnail had about 10K views until today. The other video has only about
Wow.
2,000 views. So even experimenting with my videos, and I saw a lot of differences,
I
right?
see.
Then secondly would be the retention rate. Have a hook at the start of the video. Do you
Mm,
want to know how you can be a millionaire in 21 years? Watch the video to find out.
I
Then
see.
the video starts, and the chances of them staying until the end is very good because that's where your pitch is,
I see.
right?
And
To get
also,
on a call with you.
if I may add on, like from what I've researched as well, I don't know how true this is, but
Yes.
I mean, the longer the video goes, of course, people are gonna get bored at some point, right? So, for example, if it's a 25 minutes video, like recently we had, so
25 minutes too
uh,
long.
I mean, yeah, I think the last discussion that Arvin and I had was like a 20 minutes thing for
Hey man, but
PTPTN, right?
I got to say,
Yeah.
man, even though that last video we did on the PTPT and loan thing, you'd be surprised at how powerful that was, because I met a client uh 2 days back, okay, and then I went in, and then and he's got kids your age lah, okay,
Mhm.
and so I went and I said, hey, your kids got a PTPTN loan now, and I didn't think they watched, I said, do your kids have PTPTN loan? I was just about to say, like, if they did, go and watch the video I did. And they went, like, the whole family watched it, bro.
Wow.
I myself watched the
Wow.
whole
Nice,
video,
huh?
man.
Ah,
Because I myself is
See,
I'm
that's the
taking
power in
PTPTN as well.
prospecting, knowing your customer.
and then and then they went like, yeah, 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 we've watched it. And then the dad was saying, I'm really happy because, they're learning something that is
That's
them
so
right now.
powerful.
And then the daughter said, like, he said to me that, like, her daughter has already said, and like she knows like the strategies that we've put and what we've explained and in detail, and she's explaining. They were having a discussion about our video.
Nice.
I myself watched the whole thing because I myself took PDPTN. So I was like, okay.
So even though it's 20 minutes, as long as the content has got value, like I believe like today's content has got value. I mean, sometimes we drag it on by talking like this right now, but essentially,
more like a podcast
one,
already lah.
if you want something, you probably watch through it 100% lah. So
Yeah.
that's why it depends on the content lah. That's what I
think
say.
it will be a good idea, like for long sessions like this, right? Where with this probably like a podcast already, right? So we could do this as a live stream rather than uploading the whole thing, and then just pick some highlights from this video, right? And then post it as a shorter clips in these maybe on any other platforms that we have.
Yeah, we could do them in the stories or something like that. We could do that, yeah.
Right.
And
yeah,
I mean,
Hargun, coming back to the point, I was saying,
Sorry.
the previous video that we had was like 25 minutes. So I was thinking like probably like normally what I see is like recommendations like about 10 to 20 minutes. That's probably like the best length, so people's attention span, it's probably 10 to 20 at most. After that, they're going to like ignore everything else that's going to come in, right? So what's your take on that? If I'm right?
Yeah, I mean, the best timing is definitely, I wouldn't say 10 to 20 minutes. It's anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes, right?
Okay.
That's like the perfect for average. But again, you have to come to your content because, right, do you know Joe Rogan, the podcaster? His podcasts are 3 hours long, and I usually watch the whole 3 hours because it's so interesting. The discussions that they have is just mind-blowing. They talk about technology, about future, about all of this sort of stuff. So it's again like how interesting your content is. Like I've also created podcast that's 40 minutes long, and there are people who watch all the way to 40 minutes, right? So it's again about your content, how good it is. But in general, if say you really have nothing interesting, 5 to 10 minutes is just nice. Like that's the attention span people are on YouTube. It's again about the context, like so. Like try to come up with something interesting, how you can relate to people. People want to feel relatable, about the topics that we discuss. That's why I feel the PTN video did very well, because a lot of people are like, hey, I'm taking PTN. I want to watch and see how fast I can quickly pay it off, right? And the mechanics behind it. So it comes to that.
All right, I see. Yeah, I think that's the end on my part. And back to Arvind.
I don't have any questions as well. I think what you shared is maybe just what we're doing is that just need a little bit of a tweak of that end part, just to now close the sales lah. Jagdev, anything from your side?
I mean, consider well equipped ready. I'm done. So I think shouldn't be a problem. It's just that basically we do have, I mean, sometimes I feel there is a difficulty when approaching some of our clients as well. Reason why is because maybe some of my clients are basically more familiar meeting face to face. So sometimes when we use this platform, they have difficulty because sometimes they will like, they rather see when we show online, they say we rather see physical. And then sometimes they will like, they have doubt. So whether shall I or shouldn't I? So when we give them all the confidence that we on our end to show the whole thing, they will like, I'll come back to you. But basically, like for me, I've experienced some of them prefer more to be on a physical rather than the platform, even though it's the developing technology, I would say, and the fastest way to approach. But I mean, I have difficulty in meeting these kind of clients.
So getting leads is one thing. The other thing is sales. That has to be very important. So you want to, okay, here's the thing about objections, right? Any customer who throws an objection is never real. There's always an underlying issue that they're not telling you. What you want to do is you want to find out what is that objection and why do they have it, and how can you overcome that objection, right? So when they say that I'm not confident, there's something probably 5 years ago they were scammed by someone else. Probably, their friend was scammed and they don't want to tell you that. So you want to find out why is that. So getting leads is one thing, following up is another thing, sales is another thing. So I would say really ask them and see what's their underlying situation. But when you create like those videos, that could be another content, right? When they throw objections, you can create videos around around the objections, create content around those objections. That would be like, people would be like, hey, I had that objection. Like Arvind and I, we were discussing the other day that people always have this misconception that marketing is like burning money away. It's a non-endless, non-stopping of testing and trying. I was like, that's not true. If you have few things in place, within 60 to 90 days, you have a machine that's going to make you money, right? It's not an endless thing. So I was like, hey, that's another interesting video idea that I can shoot, and that debunks people's misconceptions, right? So let me find something for you guys.
Yeah, sure. And a lot of the content that I create as well is similar to the Hargun's idea, where I get an objection or I get someone telling me, like they did the property market one where we said like it's paying off your house loan is actually one of the worst ideas. Anyways, because over the course of time, 3 people told me that hey, I'm paying my house loan way faster. Like, that's such a bad idea. Why are you doing that? And that's why I decided to make a video on it. And from that video, I closed a regular saving plan. About $2,000 worth a month, which is a huge sum.
Don't mind me, I'm just getting comfortable here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, coming into this, right, Jagdeep, that's a very good question, right? Whenever we do webinar funnels for our clients, this is the structure that we usually use. It was created by Russell Brunson, right? So the webinar starts with an intro. What's their bold promise? What's the hook to the end? What's the hook to the end means is like, what can you give them? If they stay until the end, what are you going to give them? Is it like a free ebook or a cheat sheet on how to scale your business or something like that? You want to command attention and qualify yourself. Qualify yourself meaning who are you? What have you done? And why do you have the authority to give them the knowledge today? Is it because the experience that you have and future pace? This is the make or break between someone who is going to give you money or not. Now, when someone is watching your video or someone is watching your content, they have their own beliefs, they have their own values, right? Now, the client that spoke to you, his belief was that I'm not sure if I want to invest with you or not. All right. Now, how do you want to debunk that? So we usually tell them what are the 3 secrets that will break and reveal their belief patterns. So when I created my webinar, my secret was how marketing is not burning your money away. Secondly, how can you get results within 60 to 90 days? Third would be how you can start with at least $200. So now people who have the wrong belief that number 1, marketing is burning your money away. Number 2, I will get results probably in 2 years or 3 years of non-stop testing. Number 3, I need 5K to start marketing. I have debunked their beliefs and now they're more prone to listening to me. They trust me even more. So that's a very good question. So you want to always break and rebuild their beliefs. That's why it's very important to know who your target audience is. So you know what are some false belief patterns that they have and how you can debunk that.
Okay. All right, interesting, man.
I'm not sure if I've answered that correctly.
No, I think you put it nicely into context. So yeah, start picking up why people a trend of why people are saying no, and then eventually you'll be able to like, hey, come on lah, you become a second nature to it. When they see your confidence, they're just going to say yes lah. That's probably what it is lah. My rejection rate is so much lower compared to when I started out, and it is just natural for you to keep closing lah later on, because the more cases, the more people you meet, the more, I don't know, the more mojo that you get, the more you understand the person in front of you, you understand your product better, you understand their fears and the whole lot. And the next thing you know, you are just, sometimes before meeting the client, I already know what I can do with this client. Even before I know if this is my EPF client or my regular saving client, or I already have a feel like, okay, this is not going to be, he's not cash rich or she's not cash rich, it's only EPF, not EPF, or definitely only cash. So you already know lah. With this comes with a bit of experience lah. So then when you meet them, then you only focus on that point. You just keep banging on that point, and they are like, done already. Yeah. So I think that's a good session that we've had. Thank you very much, everyone. I think that
happy, so I think it's good.
Sorry?
Pikachu looks happy, so I think it's a
So
good
he's
session.
smiling away. So it's nice. All right. So yeah, thank you very much again, guys. Thank you, Hargun, for joining us.
Great
So
session, guys.
yeah, I think I'll just take one picture of your social media, make a poster out of this, and then and hopefully we get a bit of traction. Everyone benefits from this activity today. That'd be great. And I'm
Absolutely.
really hoping the viewers out there, you've gained some sort of understanding about how social media marketing works. It's not as simple as it seems it is, but it definitely works. Okay, so I've seen some success in certain things that I've done. Obviously, I might not have seen the magnitude of success Hargun has seen. But yeah, so yeah, that being that, I think we can all say good night now, and hopefully we can have Hargun on in a couple of months for another session, on a different topic or a different angle again, or something along those lines. All right, guys, thank you very much again, and we shall see you soon.
All right.
Ciao.